Alright guys, welcome back to another episode of the course, guys. So in this particular episode, guys, I'm going to be sharing some tips that you have to understand when it comes to thriving very well on Fiverr. And one thing you have to actually understand is that creating additional gigs. Alright, I talked about the other time, the last episode, we talked about gig creation, and I talked about adding additional gigs, okay, for the title that we actually come up with, right? We come up with 3 titles and we created only one. So I asked us to create 3 additional titles and then check through it and see the one that is actually thriving very well. Alright. Now Fiverr, there was a time Fiverr actually allowed 7 gigs to be created as a new seller, but currently now Fiverr is giving new seller just to create 4 gigs. You can even go ahead and create 4 titles and create 4 gigs, okay, and leave those gigs for the space of time for you to see the one that is actually thriving very well. Okay, you can't just create 1 gig and then monitor 1 gig. All right, you're not going to be in a better position to the algorithm, because once you have more than 1 gigs, okay, the algorithm can easily pick up any of your gigs, and then you'll be so shocked as to how that one can just blow up, and you have a lot of impressions and clicks thereabout, right? So the next thing is for you to give it space. Like I've said, you have to give those gig space. All right, I usually recommend 2 to 3 weeks, okay, because once you created your gig, right, it's time for the algorithm started noticing that, okay, fine, we have a new seller, and then your gig will start ranking, start gathering impressions, the more impression you have, the more clicks you're going to get. So I usually recommend to new sellers that make sure you give your gig a space of 2 to 3 weeks to see the one that actually thrive the best. So within this period, you're going to be seeing that those gigs is going to be having some impressions, right? 10, 20, you'll be gathering impressions. Okay, so the next thing is actually for you to make sure that you are always online. One thing that also adds to your impression, okay, is your availability. You're online. You're making sure that you're also online 24/7. All right, you don't have to be online on your system all the time. You can just download Fiverr app on your phone, all right, or you download a particular browser called Epic Browser. Let me show us. You can download this browser, Epic Browser, on your phone. Right, download Epic Browser on your Android phone or your this particular browser right here. This browser actually have inbuilt VPN, all right, so US, UK. So once you download it on your phone, just switch it to the UK, log in your account right there, and make sure you are always online. Okay, you just have to refresh the account. You just have something you have to be conscious about. All right, you want to make money, you have to put in the work, right? So you have to make sure you are always online 24/7. The next thing is to share your gigs. All right, you also share your gig. In fact, sharing your gig actually adds to your ranking on Fiverr, because Fiverr even recommend you to share your gig to different social media platforms so that you can gather impression. The more you share, the more impression that the more Fiverr algorithm is going to notice that you're also getting external traffic aside from the traffic that you are getting on Fiverr. So I share my gig to Facebook. There's no magic to this thing. Share your gig to Facebook. I created a YouTube account on some of my gigs and then start posting the jobs or the project that I've worked on. I'll just make a short videos explaining how I did it, and then I'm going to send it right there. I'm going to upload it. Okay, and those videos are getting views, and creating and then linking my gig link at the description of the video on YouTube. I share it to Facebook groups, right? So those are actually attracting external traffic to your gig. Okay, it is all these things combined that actually help your gig to actually thrive very well on Fiverr. All right, so share your gig, be online, right? Index your gig, use useme.org. So I use this website a lot, right? This particular website, useme.org. So you make sure you use this useme.org to index your gig. It really helps you a lot. So I'm just going to come right here and show us how. Let me just preview this. So I'm just going to come right here, click on the link, copy the link, right? Come right here to Useme. So you paste it right here and remove the S right here. Usually recommend we remove the S right here. I don't know why, but so once you just copy the link, paste the link right here, come right here and select. I select the last one, then click on submit. So it's going to be indexing it. You can see right here. This also help your gig to actually rank. It's going to be indexing it with different websites, the backlinks, everything right there. So make sure you also index your gig also too. That actually helps your gig to actually rank. All right. And the last thing right here is patience. All right, patience. Okay, you have to make sure you're very, very patient. Okay, you see the way you make things work for yourself is actually, stick to one thing, believe in it, and then be patient about it. Make sure you're putting in the work, because when you make the money, nobody's going to share with you, right? So you'll be so sure to yourself that, okay, I did this and then I get something in return from it, right? You have to be patient. All right, you have to do the necessary thing. Make sure you put in the work, and then you're patient about it also too. Okay, so if you implement all these, I guarantee you your gig is actually going to rank. All right, I'm not saying you're going to get the result I get. So let's make sure we actually implement these and make sure that we are patient about it also too. If you put in the work, you're actually going to see the result. I'm not saying you're going to get the result that I get. All right, you can even get more than the result that I get. All right, if you put in the work, you're dedicated to it. Okay, you are not just someone that watch and not implement, because there's no magic to it. If you watch this and then you don't implement it, nothing is going to work for you. All right, nothing is going to work for you. You watch it, you implement it, you do everything, and you sit back and wait for results. Okay, but you're always consistent about it. Consistency too is the key. I think that's what I know hard. You have to be consistent about it also too, right? Obviously you're going to have some hard times, but if you just give it time, it's actually going to thrive very well for you. So thank you so much, guys. See each and every one at the top. Bye, guys.